Well, Chelsea fans, aren't we glad that the full-time whistle was blown at Chelsea 2, Newcastle 1. What an overall great performance. For them last 10-15 minutes, it was very, very nervy, very, very shaky, and we were waiting for that full-time whistle. There are so many talking points today. It was overall, we ground out a result. It's something that we've not seen Chelsea do in a long time, and I'm so glad to see it. Cole Palmer showing his absolute brilliance today, bouncing back from a quiet game against Liverpool, and he was fantastic today. He was outstanding. That pass he played into Neto's path for the first goal was out of this world, and the finish that he had for that second goal, which ended up being the winner, tidy finish into that near corner. Now, should Nick Pope have done better? Probably, but we don't care because it's Mr. Cole Palmer and we get the 3 points. Reece James playing left back confused everyone today. I saw the lineup. I was doing my live watch along on TikTok. Saw that Reece James was playing left back and thought I'd bumped my head. I'm not going to lie. However, Reece James did a very good job at left back. I did not know that that was part of his wheelhouse, and we now know that Reece James can do a job at left back. My only criticism of Reece today, my only criticism of him, because he played very well, he did a full 90 and there's no injury concerns. So, hey, we love that. My only criticism is he left Alexander Isak in the build-up to his goal. And that is disappointing to see. Whether it's the zonal marking and that's what he's been told to do, I don't really care. He's run straight across Reece James, who's, in the line as that ball comes in. He's seen Isak go. You can see there's no communication to let Colwell know that he's behind him, and he taps in a goal. Whether or not he thought we were going to play them offside or not, I don't know. But that's my only criticism of Reece James today, because he had a fantastic game at left back. Obviously, he looks more comfortable in the right back position, and he did get some minutes across there. He played well. Very good game. I feel like Lavia and Caicedo in that double pivot were, again, unbelievable today. What a partnership we have in that double six position. And I have to ask the question, where does that fit and leave Enzo Fernandez right now? He came on almost as like a cameo. You got 15, 20 minutes. If I'm being brutally honest, I don't think he did a lot. And that's not a criticism of him. I just felt like when you have Romeo Lavia and Caicedo and then you bring one of them off for Enzo, he has to step up and do something outstanding to make him make you notice he's on the pitch. I'm not saying he had a poor game, but he was just kind of there, just kind of going through the motions. I may have missed something. You can let me know in the comments, but from what I could see, I was like, cool, he's doing his job, but nothing special, not pulling any trees up. But I thought Lavia and Caicedo were, again, fantastic in that double six position. Pedro Neto, arguably for me, today's man of the match. I know it was given to Mr. Cole Palmer, as you can see on the screen. And I've got no disputes with that. No disputes with that. Mr. Cole Palmer was fantastic today. The only thing that I would dispute potentially is the constant threat that Pedro Neto was causing. Down that left, moving across to the right and cutting in. He was fantastic, and he deserves a goal today. He really did deserve a goal today. He was unlucky not to get one. His header come crashing off of the post. But I feel like Enzo Maresca, I don't know why I said Enzo Maresca. I feel like Pedro Neto had a fantastic game. And Enzo Maresca did the right thing by starting Neto. Because again, when I saw the lineup, I thought, Pedro Neto and Noni Madueke. That's no Sancho, no Mudryk. Now, I'm aware that we've got Newcastle in a few days away in the Carabao Cup. I'm aware of that. And I knew there'd be a lot of rotation, but I just didn't expect to see Neto and Madueke playing either flank. But hey, I am not complaining. Palmer was very unlucky to not have a second goal today with that offside finish. Now, if I'm being honest, offside, VAR went to VAR. That is like a Rizzler paper. That's how close that offside goal was. But hey, it wasn't meant to be. And obviously, we got given a penalty, which was overturned by VAR in the last minutes of the game. And if I'm being honest, when I saw it in real time, I was like, that isn't a penalty. That's a bit soft. And then when it went to VAR and I saw it again, I was like, yeah. Nkunku's doing what he should do as a forward and make the most of it, but rightfully turned over. There have been a lot of question marks over the referee today, and I feel like he didn't have a great game. Wasn't the worst refereeing performance I've seen. Didn't have a great game. I don't like to blame referees unless they do something horrendously, blatantly wrong. And you'll see that in previous videos. I don't like to use the referee as an excuse because at the end of the day, we got the 3 points. But there are a few decisions today that I thought were just a bit suspect. if I'm being honest. And we know that the standard of refereeing in English football right now isn't the best. It hasn't been for a long time, and VAR kind of made things go left to right to left, and no one really knows what's going on anymore. But he didn't particularly have a good game. I want to mention Levi Colwill and Wesley Fofana because I rate both of these, and I feel like the partnership is blossoming, it's growing, and they're going to be a fantastic centre-back duo, and they've shown glimpses of how amazing they can be. But something that I keep picking up and I keep saying in every video, what it feels like every video, they both overcommit to challenges that do not need to be committed on. Wesley Fofana broke a record today. He was the first Premier League player to have 6 yellow cards already this season. And do you know why he got that booking? Because he made yet another ridiculously silly challenge that didn't need to be made, and he nearly injured himself in the process. Thankfully, he didn't. He then blocked a shot in the same line of attack after the free kick, or after the challenge, sorry. He blocked it and then went down for a while, and we thought, oh, this could be ropes, could be curtains. Thankfully, he managed to play on through the day. But again, silly challenge. Levi Colwill, the same thing. He made a stupid challenge on Bruno outside the box in the first half, and we got away with one, because if that was anywhere in the box, it would have been, VAR, red card, maybe not red card, but VAR penalty, and then all of a sudden the game changes. We were lucky that it was outside the box, so VAR couldn't intervene. And I love Colwill. I think he's a class player, future Chelsea captain, and he's line breaking passes are a cheat code. He's solid at the back. He's calm, collected on the ball. But him and Fofana, same for Fofana, mate. He's got the pace to cover people. He's great defensively. He's great in defensive positions out wide. I love him. But they both overcommit to silly challenges time and time again. And I'm hoping it's an experience thing, it's a youthfulness thing, and they'll learn over time when to commit and when not to. Because when one does, it leaves a massive hole behind that the other can't fill because they're still doing their duties. So that's my only criticism of those two today, because other than that, they played well. They cleared pretty much everything that came their way. I also want to talk about Robert Sanchez. Robert Sanchez's distribution today was absolutely woeful, and I feel like my 2-year-old could have distributed the ball better, and she can barely kick a ball. And that may be harsh, that may be saying something, but it's just the truth. One of the key attributes that Enzo Maresca needs from his goalkeeper in this system for it to work is distribution. The one thing that needs to be perfect. And I understand that things are never going to be perfect every single game. And we understand that Sanchez is a very inconsistent person in terms of his performances, but he's a hell of a shot stopper, and he's proved that time and time again with the saves that he's made in previous games. His distribution today was absolutely dire, to the point where I had people in my watch-along saying, we need to play Jorgensen in the next game to give Sanchez, just put him on the bench and get him to reevaluate, and hopefully he trains harder on that distribution side, because the distribution difference between Jorgensen and Sanchez is night and day. Do I think Jorgensen's better keeper than Sanchez in terms of shot stopping? Maybe, maybe not. Distribution-wise, night and day, different level, and I feel like Sanchez needs to just be a little bit more consistent. I'm not saying he had a terrible game today, because his overall game was okay. Made some saves when needed, come collect some cross. It's just the distribution side was so poor, and it just needs to be highlighted. Nicholas Jackson, by the way, what are we feeding him? What is going on? What are we feeding Nicholas Jackson? A great finish from him today, a very well worked goal. Like I mentioned earlier, Palmer's ball into Neto, who has unbelievable pace to beat the defender to it. A pinpoint cross across the goal. Jackson there for a tap in. Happy days. Jackson is 14 GA in 14 games. As Nicholas Jackson transformed, like, what? I am loving this Nicholas Jackson. He is clinical when he's getting his chances. He's not only scoring goals, but assisting goals. His hold-up play today was fantastic. Him on the half-turn today, unbelievable. The way he's distributing the ball, everything just worked very, very well for Nicholas Jackson. And he needs his flowers. You can see why he is our Premier League striker. Nkunku did come on for him in the second half, and he did play okay. It was very much hit and miss, because I feel like with a player like Nkunku, I feel like he has more of an impact when he starts the game rather than coming on as a sub, because he can kind of have a feel for that game as it grows. And I feel like today it was quite a difficult game for substitutes to come in and just kind of slide straight in. because it was very up and down and very sort of, even though we were in control and didn't concede a lot of chances, Newcastle had good spells, good patterns of play, and they were, trying to get at us on the break, and we did very well to shut them down. But difficult game for substitutes to come in and slot straight in. It took him a little while. Nkunku played okay. Don't get me wrong. He didn't tear any trees. Didn't play it horrendously. He came in and done his job. Obviously, he tried winning us that penalty in injury time that was overturned. But yeah, he played okay. Nicholas Jackson for me right now is our number one, and I feel like Nkunku is going to play in the next game against Newcastle in a few days in the Carabao Cup, and we'll see a completely different Nkunku, and he will probably score a couple as well, because that's the type of form our strikers are on right now. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. The other thing to mention as well, we had 7 minutes of added time in the first half. That is actually crazy amount of added time, because when I was watching it, I thought, 7 minutes? 7 minutes. Where have you got that from? Where have you got that from? But hey, it is what it is. We had 6 minutes in the second half. My maths is terrible. What's that? 13 minutes of extra time throughout the game. That is crazy. And I thought that their main objective with the FA and VAR was to reduce the amount of added time this season, purely because of the amount that they were giving last season. But apparently not. Apparently not. Now I want to talk about Madueke. I feel like he was very quiet in that first half, but come alive in the second half. And we saw a different side of Noni Madueke today, where he wasn't as selfish, he wasn't as greedy. He was always looking to get that pass off, still looking to beat his man and put some balls in. Different type of game for Noni Madueke today. And like I said, in that first half, he was relatively quiet. He had a few moments, but nothing special. But after that second half started, he was out of them blocks. And one of the main reasons we were so quick in transitioning into that forward areas to get that second goal straight after the second half. So I don't think he was poor. I think he had a quiet first half and a lot better second half before he was taken off. For Mudryk for me was pretty non-existent today. I don't want to sort of slander the guy because he had such a good game against Panathinaikos. I know it's different opposition and he didn't have that much time on the pitch to kind of really change the game. He had one chance where he hit a shot straight at the keeper. That was about it. He's kind of going through the motions, just kind of doing his job, but I forgot he was on the pitch at moments. And it is what it is. At the time, like I said, we ground out the result. He had his part to play. It was just a 20-minute spell, and I was expecting him to kind of kick on from Thursday's game and be like, fire in his belly, right, let's go do something. Had that chance, got saved, and then it was kind of like, I'm just going to fizzle out a little bit. But Reece James getting a full 90, playing left back very well, right back comfortably, and making a very, very well needed headed clearance in injury time to kill the game off. Unbelievable. It was a really good result today. We ground out the victory because that last 10-15 was so all over the place, so shaky. A massive, massive 3 points in the league for Chelsea to beat Newcastle. We go and play Newcastle in a few days in the Carabao Cup. It's going to be a very, very tough game going to St James's Park, as it always is. It's a tough place to go. But I do feel like we have the momentum and we've got the benefits of having such a deep squad that we can rotate and put out essentially a completely different 11 against Newcastle. Maresca has got this squad all singing from the same hymn sheet, and it's amazing to see as a Chelsea fan. Now, if the Arsenal-Liverpool result goes our way and Liverpool get a result, Chelsea will finish this weekend 4th in the Premier League, which would be incredible to be in and around the top 4 as much as we can this season until it gets to like the danger part of the season where we really need to rack them points up and go on a bit of a winning streak. Right now for Chelsea, I feel like we are in that tough period, not because of how we're performing. I think we're performing very well and we're overcoming these obstacles. It's the run of games. Our next 3 games, Newcastle away in the Carabao Cup, Man United away in the Premier League, and then Arsenal away in the Premier League. I think we've got a game against Noah in the Conference League in between those. And then we've got an international break. If we can get as many points on the board in the Premier League and as many points on the board in the Conference League, I will be over the moon with that. It's a very difficult, tough run of games in a short space of time for this Chelsea squad. Thankfully, we have the squad depth to kind of rotate the players out. But this was a massive win for us, massive 3 points. Super happy with that. Cole Palmer showing his class again. And yeah, overall, super happy. Couldn't have gone any better if we asked or if we tried. All right, maybe a clean sheet. All right, maybe we score a few more goals. But I can't complain with this Chelsea performance and where we are right now. I'm so happy. And it's such an amazing time to be a Chelsea fan because things are going so well. So long may it continue. I'm genuinely so gassed. I want to say thank you so much for showing all the love and support on this channel as well. I'm trying out new things with the editing style and the way we record videos, and you guys seem to love it. So thank you so much. If you have come across from TikTok, welcome. I appreciate you coming across. And I'm going to try and start doing live watch-alongs on this YouTube channel as well as TikTok at the same time. I'm just trying to work out the technical logistics. But if you are new around here and you do enjoy Chelsea content, make sure you leave a like on this video, subscribe if you're new because it helps the channel massively. We're looking to grow a nice Chelsea community that we have on TikTok and bring them across. We move to the next game against Newcastle in the Carabao Cup. So if you are subscribed, you'll be notified when I do my match 11, my preview for that game, probably tomorrow. So we are up and ready to go. Up the Chelsea. Up the Chelsea. If you like Chelsea videos and you like Chelsea content at this point in the video, a thumbnail will appear on the screen. Make sure you click that because you will enjoy that video too. Have an amazing evening.